Hey guys, it's Chris back again, and since I just got done doing some winter cleaning of my apartment, figured I'd show off my collection and do kind of a game room update video. So let's just pan around. There's my Wii U tablet, which doesn't get a lot of use. I have to dust it off a lot. There's my dumbbells, my 5-pound simp weights. But yeah, I got my futon here, coffee table with my PC, mouse and keyboard, wireless, and then the entertainment center and my rotating shelf of games, which I'll get to in a minute. But the main attraction is this 55-inch 3D television. It's only a 1080p, but I don't know. I don't really care about 4K yet. Then I got my Logitech Z5500 speakers, 5.1. Still a really good speaker system. And then we got this glass shelf, which is really nice. So let's just see what we got on the rack. We've got the black 32 gigabyte Wii U, which, like I said, doesn't get a lot of use now. Got my Nintendo Switch with my pink and green Joy-Cons attached. I got these for $20 at Walmart. I think it was a pricing error. Then I got my PS4 Pro model with an extra, I think a terabyte hard drive external and a 2 terabyte internal, which is out of space all the time. I wish I had a 4 gigabyte or 4 terabyte internal. Then we got my backwards compatible PS3 fat model, 60 gig model, and I put a 500 gig hard drive inside. And I even have that little PS2 memory card reader, so I can transfer my saves from my PS2 over to the PS3 if I feel like it. There's my center speaker for my Z5500. And then there's my Xbox 360. I believe that's the S model, slim model. There's also an E model, but that's a little bit more dumbed down as far as the ports it has on it. And then I just got a charge dock for my 360 controller batteries. And then there's my Z5500 control panel and the big old subwoofer for it. And there's just a lawn chair I use to, go out on my patio here if I feel like sitting out, but it's kind of winter, so don't really do that. Although it's really nice out. It's like 40 degrees today. So anyways, there's just my router right there. And then here's my Digital Storm pre-built PC, which needs an upgrade pretty soon. It's got the GTX 770 in it, which is really old at this point. I'm thinking in spring I might get a GTX 1070. Hopefully I can get those for like $200 at that point. But yeah, it's still working good. And then I guess we'll switch over to this gaming shelf and just show what I have on it. So let's take a look. So I guess we'll start. This thing is tough to rotate, so you have to excuse me. So anyways, I just got 360 games on here. See more 360 games. I've got pretty much all my games out on the shelves now. Some of them were in storage before, but I got extra shelving, so now I can have them all out and on display, which is nice. Even though like a lot of these games I have on PC now, so I don't really need them out on 360, but it's nice to display them, And then on the bottom shelf, I got a little bit of space for a couple more 360 games that I got on my wish list. I think I've got like 3 or 4 more I'm going to get. But my 360 collection is nearly complete. And then we got a lot of Nintendo stuff here. So we got all my Switch games, which I'll let you see that. Those two on the the right side are Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Collector's Edition Steelbook, and the expansion Torna. And then my Wii U collection, which isn't very big, because Wii U was quite the failure. And then it starts with the PS3 games. Then we'll just show this side, which you saw earlier. The more PS3. And then the 360 again. So yeah, that's just that shelf. And then, oh, here's my Skinny Puppy sticker. And a Dead Rising thing. But, this is the actual new edition over here. This shelf, found this at Goodwill. Pretty decent little shelf. So I got all of my PS4 games on here now, as you can see. So let's just give you a quick look at what I got. Let it focus and everything. So this is my entire physical PS4 collection. I pretty much only get physical games. I've got a couple smaller digital games, but I don't buy them very often. So a lot of my Black Friday pickups are on the shelf. There's Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which I just got recently. And then I got a couple like PS3 and Xbox 360 games that I'm currently trying to beat. So you can see all those. And then I just have, it's kind of dark, but all my controllers are down on that little shelf down there. So yeah, this is the living room. And now we will switch over to the retro game room. Alright, so here we are in the retro game room. There's the shelves. And then good old recliner. It's getting old, but still functional. The CRT television entertainment center with all my systems, and I'll go through that. And then some more shelves on this side with a lot of amiibos. I'll try to get a shot of like everything with all the posters. So you can see a lot of different posters on the walls. Some Silent Hill posters over here. Silent Hill 4 and Silent Hill 1. 4 being my least favorite, 1 being my favorite. Radiata Stories, and then Metroid Prime Trilogy poster. Star Ocean, Till the End of Time, good PS2 game. Mass Effect poster on the door. Mortal Kombat 1 and Mortal Kombat 4 arcade marquees. And then Shadow of the Colossus and Shion from Xenosaga Episode 3. And then if you open this door, got some more posters. Zelda, Twilight Princess, and Phantom Hourglass. Kind of random one to have on there. But anyways, I guess we'll get started with, let's do the actual entertainment center first. So it's basically how you remember. I think I got some more of these narrow shelves here. So I've got 2, 3 of these, 4 of them. I find these type of shelves all the time at Goodwill. And they're really nice because you can fit them in any space really, and they hold a good amount of DVD size games. But anyways, yeah, I got one on each side of the TV loaded with PS2 games. This is my entire PS2 collection pretty much. Although over here I got some overflow of PS2 games. But anyways, let's just take a look at what's on the entertainment center. So we got on the top Super Nintendo and NES. And this is like an old like TV, like a spinning TV stand. But I just use it to put the systems stacked on top of each other. So underneath you got the JVC XI. That's the Sega CD and Sega Genesis combo system. It's nice because it only has one AC adapter, whereas if you have an actual Genesis Sega CD combo, it has two AC adapters, which is really annoying. And I've got my 3DO FZ10 model. This is the top loading model, so less moving parts than the tray model. I think it's got some other improvements as well. I forget what it was exactly. I think it has possibly more save game memory and a built-in memory manager. And then I just, have all my controllers lined up here. So there's 3DO, my 6-button Genesis. I have another one of these, like the, I think the smaller model one. NES controller and Super Nintendo controller. Then I've just got my hacked Wii here because it's loaded with Virtual Console games. So technically I use this mainly for like retro games on the Virtual Console. And I play some Wii games on the CRT television because some Wii games just look good on a CRT television because they're not HD. Actually, a lot of them do, to be honest. And then we got my Virtual Boy. It's hooked up with an AC adapter. So yes, and then I've got two Bose brand stereo speakers. If it focuses in on it, I guess it doesn't want to, but yeah, it's a Bose brand, and they're pretty good. They're very bassy despite not having a dedicated subwoofer. Really good speakers. And then I just got my PS2 slime controller on top here. It used to have like a rubberized texture on it, but it started to peel off, so I just sort of cleaned it off, and now it's just glossy looking. Still functional though. But yeah, I'm not sure which shelf I should start with. I guess we'll start oldest first, and that would be over here. So give you one more look at these glorious shelves. Alright, let's start at the top here. Got all my, memorabilia type stuff up top here, including my Metal Gear Rising Electro lamp. Got a lot of Metal Gear Solid type figures. Snake in the back, Fortune, Psycho Mantis, Metal Gear Ray, another Snake. Got my Metal Gear Solid 5 robot arm with a Metal Gear Solid lighter in its hand. Yes, it's got the actual Metal Gear Solid logo on there, if you can see that. Yeah, you can kind of see that. So yes. And yes, even Mighty Number 9 is back there, even though he's a disappointment. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff. Slime plushie, Doom, Baron of Hell, or Hell Knight. Not sure which one, depends on the color. There's my Star Fox plushie, which I got for like $3 at GameStop. Last Guardian collector's edition statue, really cool looking. Really nice detail on that. And I got another disappointment in the back there. There's Noctis. Although I enjoyed Final Fantasy 15 okay, but it was clearly unfinished. There you got Deus Ex, Jensen in the back, a Hitman, kind of oversized head, chibi guy. Here's a Mario statue I had as a little kid, like when I was, like 4 or 5 years old. I got that. I think it still has my high score on it too. Let's take a look. Yeah, 5,142. Probably not that great of a score, but I was a little kid. So it's kind of interesting I have that. Beautiful Joe, Normal Joe. Just some Halo, this was some game where you had to like click these in place or some shit. But I just got them on display. And then just a Goomba that was from McDonald's. You do that and he does a flip. If you have to kind of like wet this suction cup down, but yeah, he does a flip. But yeah, so that's that. Kind of boring, I know. And then my actual shelf, let's focus in here. So got my BioShock limited edition up top here. This is the one that has the Big Daddy statue inside Luckily mine wasn't broken. A lot of them were broken when it came out. So, still unbroken. It's pretty fragile though, I'm sure. Alright, then we got my NES. I'll just slowly scan through, and then Super Nintendo. Show some notable stuff. Here's my my Retrobit R-Type 3 and Super R-Type combo box. And here's my actual original R-Type 3, which is worth quite a bit. Although honestly, this Retrobit version is better because it's the Japanese version of 3, which lets you use a level skip code, which is nice if you want to do a loop 2 run. You don't have to go all the way through loop 1. You can just play the last stage of loop 1 and then go on to loop 2. I think that's how you get the best ending, is going through loop 2. Then I got Star Fox, love that series, and my Time Walk Games Star Fox 2 reproduction. So I don't need that lame-ass Super Nintendo Classic console. I can play a real kart on a real Super Nintendo. Super Castlevania 5 or 4. Very cool box. Awesome art on these. My entire Super Star Wars collection. Let's just keep going through. This is probably going to get too long if I show all these, but there's so many notable games in here. You know, Castlevania Bloodlines, Contra Hardcore, all my Genesis stuff. And then this, it's kind of dark, but my Streets of Rage 1, which I got a good deal on. And next shelf, we got my Sega CD games. Not a ton, but some choice games that I was interested in. There's only a couple more on Sega CD I want. You know, I'd like to have the Lunar games. I think there's one called Vey, and then there's Pop Full Mail. Those would be nice to have. It's just some small jewel case 3DO games I have here. The terrible port of Doom right there for the 3DO. Worst version of Doom ever. And some other stuff. This Way of the Warrior here. I used to just have this jewel case version. And it only has a front and a back. It didn't have a spine, so I had to make my own spine. You can kind of see it there. I put even the yin-yang, the triple yin-yang, whatever symbol. But yeah, here's my 3DO collection, long box. So lots of long box 3DO games. They look very cool on the shelf. In the back there, that's Wing Commander 3 and Super Wing Commander. And then here's my long box Way of the Warrior. I just wanted this cool Way of the Warrior long box. Best fighting game ever, right? Look at those big pictures on there. Head-to-head fighting action. Before Naughty Dog went to shit and turned into an SJW company. But yes, there's my 3DO shelf. And then my pride and joy, my Sega Saturn shelf. So we'll just scroll through this real quick. You can see all my great Sega Saturn games. Guardian Heroes. And then this is the version of Double Switch I chose. Sega Saturn, best video quality until the recent one came out on PS4 and PC. Which I did get the physical copy of, but I gotta wait till January for it to ship. And yeah, I got, you know, Magic Knight Rare Earth, another rare one. All the Panzer Dragoon games, including Saga. I think I paid $250, maybe $275 for this, and now it's like $500, sometimes $600. Mine's in mint condition too. So yeah, got a nice version of Resident Evil 1 on Saturn, which I really like. Has some cool extras. Shinobi Legions is a great game, but the European version is best, which I have a burn copy of now. And yeah, House of the Dead, somewhat rare. Pretty bad port of House of the Dead 1, but it's the only port other than PC. PC version is just a port of this Saturn version, so it's still dumbed down. And this is probably the most recent Saturn game I got. I actually found Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 at Goodwill like a year ago, so that was kind of surprising. I've got a lot of imports. It's hard to see. I'll just pull out these darker ones. I paid way too much for this. I think I paid $250 or $300 for this, and now there's a digital version. Although it's nice to have the physical Saturn collection. So this is the 2 Capcom beat 'em up games, RPG / beat 'em up, by the creators of Dragon's Crown and all those games, Muramasa, Odin Sphere. So Vanillaware, they actually made this game. So I was always a huge fan of this in the arcade. I always wanted the home version, but yeah. I got, it's really tough to see, but I got Japanese version of Christmas Nights, Deep Fear. I got the Gradius Deluxe Pack, which is right there. I know it's tough to see. Frickin' this 60 frames per second video on this phone makes it really dark for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, there's the Gradius Deluxe Pack, which is arcade perfect Gradius 1 and 2. It's also on PS1, but that one has slowdown, so the Saturn version is the best. And this Japanese, or whatever, I think that's Japanese, that's Gundam Side Story 3 for Saturn. Then I've got the Japanese version of Magic Knight Ray Earth, which has additional dialogue, but it's in Japanese. And then I got my Nights into Dreams jewel case version. I don't have the big box for it, though. The Great Radiant Silver Gun Salamander Deluxe Pack. So that's a spin-off of the Gradius series, also arcade perfect ports. Virtua Cop jewel case, which I do have the big box of it. I'll show that in a bit. Virtua Fighter Remix, Choo Choo Rocket. So we're getting into the Dreamcast now. So my Dreamcast collection is getting pretty complete. Like, I've got almost everything I want. Spare maybe 2 or 3 games. So yeah, some more of my Dreamcast. And I know it's kind of dark. Jet Grind Radio, Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, and Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on the end. And Mortal Kombat Gold. This is the note, the hot and new version sticker with the red disc. This means it's patched, because the original release had a lot of like glitches, like audio glitches and crashing and stuff like that. So get the red disc version that says hot and new. And then I got Power Stone 2, Sega Rally 2, Shenmue, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, Soul Calibur, Star Lancer. Good game. Episode 1, Jedi Power Battles, the 2 Tomb Raider games, Sword of the Berserk, The House of the Dead 2, Virtua Fighter 3, TB, and Zombie Revenge. So yeah, sorry about the lighting here. Which I'm not even gonna bother with this, but you can see this is my PS1 collection. There's so many games in it, though. I'm not gonna go through all these. That would take too long, but there's my Lunar 1 and 2, which is really dark, I know. Those are the collector's editions. And then I've got some long box PS1 down here, which you can kind of see the logos. Air Combat 1, the original Ace Combat, Alien Trilogy, the great PlayStation port of Doom, Need for Speed, Road Rash, and Warhawk. Then I've got my N64 games. So that's Blast Corps on the left side, Castlevania, Legacy of Darkness. Really great upgraded port of Castlevania 64 with, this extra character, Cornell, which was supposed to be in the original. So this is the best version to get. F-Zero X, really great F-Zero game. Jet Force Gemini, haven't played that much. Mission Impossible, Paper Mario, Perfect Dark, Pilot Wings, Resident Evil 2, really amazing port for N64. Star Wars Shadows of the Empire, Star Wars Battle for Naboo, Zelda, Ocarina of Time. So yeah, there's my small Jaguar collection. Just a couple of the best games, including this one is really good. Iron Soldier 2. This is the cartridge version, since I don't have a Jaguar CD. Here's kind of a rare game, Metal Gear 1 for MSX2, but this is the European version. And I don't have an MSX, but my buddy Jules gave me that. And a couple more Genesis games, Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition. And just a couple random loose carts of Genesis, Lion King, and X-Men 2. So, yes. Okay. So, and then on this shelf, we got some more PS2, which I mentioned earlier, some Xbox original, some random, like, making of DVDs and, like, anime of Devil May Cry, stuff like that. Xbox magazine demo discs, which I used to get a few issues of that. Just a couple random Simpsons DVDs, a couple of extra cases, and like vanilla versions of PS4 games I had nowhere else to put. And this is a bunch of Thunder Force 5, but this is old. I mean, this is my Pet Monkeys collection there. I would never burn games. And then I just had some extra shelves down there, so I got my Lost Planet figure, my Castlevania Simon figure, and my Kunio River City keychains. And here's something Sega CD Universe would like, which you can't really see because of my shadow. Digital Pictures VHS tape, making of. And then here's just a bunch of random jewel-cased PC games. Some good stuff in there, though. Myst Uru, Aliens vs. Predator Gold, Earthworm Jim, Unreal Gold, Quake mission packs. So I got Quake mission pack 1 and 2, which is cool. Here's my Quake 2. There's another Uru, but this one is the complete edition. I had just the non-complete edition before, but then I found the complete one at Goodwill later on. 1 unit Whole Blood, Duke Zone. I guess those are Duke Nukem levels. Carmageddon 2, a Myst disc. I don't know what the hell that is. I don't think I've ever even played this. Shadow Company. Huh? Yeah, I don't even know what this game's about. I've never installed it. I don't even know how I got it. But yeah, Shadow Warrior, another copy of Jedi Knight, Dark Forces 2, Disgaea soundtrack, Shadow Complex Remastered soundtrack, and an old Kmart exclusive Ocarina of Time pre-order soundtrack sampler. I think it's only got like 3 songs on it. So yes. That's weird. My camera says it's out of memory, but it's still recording. Maybe there was a skip in the video. But here's my PSP collection. As you can see, lots of good stuff on there. I'm going to kind of speed it up here. This video is getting really long because I got a lot of retro stuff to show. So all my handheld stuff, Game Boy, Game Gear, Game Boy Color, some loose Game Boy Advance carts, Virtual Boy loose carts, a bunch of collector's edition shit, including my Retrobit R-Type collector's edition, Zelda Majora's Mask 3D collector's edition, and my Twilight Princess HD collector's edition. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff behind there too. As you can see, just a lot of cool collector's editions. I have more in storage, but these are the ones I like the most. So the ones in storage might get sold at some point, because I might just keep these ones. And then just my huge strategy guide collection and some more handhelds below that. Yeah, a lot of strategy guides, some art books above that. And then just my random books, and these 2 boxes have gaming trinkets in them. So yes, okay, we're getting there. So this is a newer shelf. I showed it before though. But yeah, my Xbox original collection is getting pretty awesome. There's only a few more games I want on it. but I'll just give you a quick look at them, just so you can see what I got. I'll try not to go in too much detail since this video is so long. There's so much shit to show. But yes, awesome. I love Xbox Original. So much good stuff on it. Here's my GameCube, trying to avoid the glare there. Started my GameCube collection with Geist and product number 3, which are new additions to the collection. And here's some more GameCube. Resident Evil games. Star Wars Rogue Leader games are awesome. Some of the best Star Wars games ever made. Beautiful Joe games, Zelda, Tales of Symphonia. Another new edition, Wario World, which I've wanted for a while. Then my Wii collection, which I'm almost done collecting for. I need like 3 more games maybe. Maybe a few more than that, but got pretty much everything I want. Here's my start of my DS collection. More DS. Including my new additions, the Mega Man Zero and ZX series. And then my 3DS collection. Lots of good 3DS games. And then my Vita collection. And I have 2 Darius Burst CS limited run game versions because they accidentally sent me 2 for some reason. So one of them's sealed. So there's the rest of my Vita games. And then here's my Game Boy Advance. The lighting is really good here. More Game Boy Advance, and then there's one Game Boy game, Operation C, aka Contra. My new Virtual Boy game, Vertical Force, Japanese version. And my box copy of Wario Land for Virtual Boy. Good game. My loose NES carts, you can see what I got there. Nice lighting and nice and clear for once. And then my loose SNES cartridges, Earthbound, rare one, and Super Mario RPG, Super Metroid, Turtles 4, Turtles in Time. And then here's my bigger box PC games. There's a copy of Myst 3 jewel case down there. But here's my big box PC games. And even bigger box PC games. So yes. And then this shelf is just various DVDs. And oh, look who's guarding it. Chuck Norris. Bobblehead. It talks when you move it, but I need to put batteries in it. This is just a bunch of random rocks that I got from the West Coast by the ocean. Here's my DVD collection. This is most of them. There's a couple more in storage, but this is pretty much all the ones I really care about. Some of my music DVDs, KMFDM, Skinny Puppy, Ministry, 9 Inch Nails. And I got a very small Blu-ray collection, but there you go. And then here's some of my big box, Star Wars Trilogy DVD and Lord of the Rings. And then the Twin Peaks DVD set, which Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe sent me. Really like that. Okay, so that's that shelf. Here's all my amiibos on top. So these are the ones that I have. My Yoshi's Woolly World Collector's Edition with the amiibo. I don't really collect a lot of these, but I would get a couple on sale. I've got one more there, which leads me to, I guess, the PS2 shelves. So we'll start over here in alphabetical order. So this shelf, start. There's my Ace Combat games, Armored Core, Castlevania, Devil May Cry, Contra, Fatal Frame 3, Final Fantasy, God Hand, great game. God of War 1 and 2, Gradius 3 and 4 collection, Gradius 5, amazing game. Grandia games, Grand Theft Auto games, got a lot of those, including all the PSP ports of Vice City Stories and Liberty City Stories. Got a couple Gran Turismo games. I think that's all of them for PS2. Great Half-Life 1 port. Headhunter. Got those in recent pickups. Rise to Honor, Jet Li. I got that recently. Got the Katamari games. The Maximo series is really good. Recent Medal of Honor Vanguard I got for pickups. Mega Man collections. And then my Metal Gear Solid games. Metal Slug Anthology. Mortal Kombat games. Nano Breaker. Nightshade. Then it starts my Oni Musha games, which leads over here to this shelf again with more Onimusha games. Odin Sphere, Persona, Raiden 3, Resident Evil, Rogue Galaxy, R-Type Final, Samurai Showdown. Shadow of Rome is a really great game. I've been playing that earlier today. Shinobi, Shadow of the Colossus, Silent Hill Collection. Favorite horror series ever. Got all these SOCOM games from Goodwill for super cheap. So I got every single one, I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm missing one. Soul Calibur 2 and 3. SSX. I want to get some more SSX games. Star Ocean. The Siphon Filter games, including the PSP ports. Taito Legends is a great collection of arcade games. It's got some good shoot 'em ups like Darius Guide in there. You can kind of see it blurry. Yeah, I got some Tales of games, Tales of the Abyss and Legendia, Tekken Tag, Tekken 4, Tekken 5, Tenchu Fatal Shadows, Soul Reaver 2, Blood Omen 2, and Legacy of Kain Defiance, Lord of the Rings, X-Files game, Time Crisis games, got all of them. Got Time Splitters 1, Tomb Raider Age of Darkness, which is terrible, Tony Hawk 4, Twisted Metal Black, which is awesome, Unreal Tournament, Valkyrie Profile 2, Vampire Knight, Beautiful Joe with the Dante extra character, Virtua Fighter, Xenosaga, Way of the Samurai series, which is great, Wild Arms 3, X-Men Legends, which I got at Goodwill for cheap, and the Zone of the Enders games. And then below here is my N64 loose carts. A lot of good stuff in here. I won't go through all of them, but I'll just pull a couple random ones out. Duke Nukem, Body Harvest, and here's my Turok 3 black cart. Majora's Mask loose. I don't have it in the box, unfortunately. Mario. Rogue Squadron, the original, good game. Then a couple more random SNES games, which you can read upside down there. Yes, yes. And then, over here, on this first PS2 shelf, we got another similar drawer down here with PS1 games, which I think I've shown in the past, but you can just see all my random games as I flip through them. And then Marvel vs. Capcom, Terrible Port. So you can see all the games I have here. Some of these in the back are extras, so I have doubles of these, like Soviet Strike and stuff like that. So yeah, just kind of some overflow there of PS1. And then I guess I forgot to show the rest of this entertainment center. So below all this stuff I already showed, I got the Xbox original. I believe back here there is, yes, my Duke controller. I've got two of these big boys. Duke controller, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, got the DVD remote sensor for the Xbox. Got a memory card for it finally. And I'm gonna mod it at some point. I just gotta, do it, find a hard drive and do it. And then in the glass area, we've got, left that door open when I was playing Shadow of Rome earlier. But yeah, we got the It's dark, but the PS2 Slim's right there, PS1 Slim, and Dreamcast with my big 4X Dreamcast card. Also got a VMU. Here's my Saturn. This used to be an Action Replay Plus card, but I turned it into a kind of a backup CD cart. So I can play CD backups on my Saturn, which is really useful. Atari Jaguar with Zool 2, kind of really mediocre platformer. And I've got my N64 and GameCube with Game Boy adapter and Game Boy adapter startup disc. Very important. So yes, yes. And then just got my Sanyo, I think this is a 26-inch TV. It served me well. The speakers are pretty crackly on it, but you know, I use the Bose speakers up top anyways. And then under here is just some random storage, which I will show. Random Wii nunchuck falling out of there. But yeah, there's my Virtual Cop big box. You can see my Time Crisis 2 back there. It's really dark though, so. But yeah, there's a lot of controllers in there. Here's my 3DO flight stick. It's not that great though. Alright, so that is my retro game room. 34 minutes in, so we're just gonna have enough time to just show my small bedroom setup. So let's switch over to that. So here's my bedroom where I lay my ass every night. Got my Witcher 3 Collector's Edition up there. Got, in these spaces, got a couple handheld consoles for when I'm laying in bed. Got my 3DS. This is my regular DS, Slim. And then under here is my PlayStation Vita. So yes, sometimes I have my Switch in here as well. And then this is great. I have a heating blanket underneath my sheet, so I can just turn that on at night. I don't have to use my heat as much. It gets cold in Wisconsin winters. But yeah, other than that, I've just got my, you know, end table here with my PS4 controller, because I got a small 32-inch TV right there with my original PS4 model, since my Pro is in the living room. So I mainly do like media streaming on this. Sometimes I'll play a game, but yeah, that's about it. So that is my game room tour. Hope you guys enjoyed. All right, peace.